judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready.
The fight starts now!
Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show.
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. With a corner knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world. DAZN Weekend Preview.
Hello and welcome to DAZN's official preview show here in London ahead of a monster weekend of boxing coming your way on Saturday night. Headlined by born rivals, the sons of world champions, the sons of legends. Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn finally collide at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday night. I'm going to be speaking to these two former world champions about that epic fight shortly, but here's what both guys have had to say in the build-up.
You know, we're not at school, and come Saturday night I get to put my hands on him.
You will be at school on Saturday, my friend. I'm taking you right to school.
Well done, you.
At school, I'm going to be the headmaster, my friend.
Yeah.
And you will be in detention.
You are funny, Chris. You made me laugh. Just focus on getting the weight off, fat boy.
Weight? What's weight? Weight is, everyone always talking about this weight thing. You know, yeah. The weight is painful.
Yeah, good.
I'm in pain right now. I'll be in even more pain tonight and tomorrow morning.
And the worst pain you've ever experienced come Saturday night. I promise you that right now.
You know, the question I ask myself is, what is pain?
Oh, shut up, Chris.
No, I'm serious. What is it?
Oh, shut up. You're going off. Oh, God.
I have a 31-year-old brother. He's buried in the desert in Dubai. That's pain.
Conor, the Ring magazine reported in the last couple of hours that you have requested for Billy Joe Saunders to inspect the raps of Chris Eubank Jr. on Saturday night. Is that true?
Don't ruin all the surprises, Jamie.
Well, the Ring magazine reported it before.
Maybe not.
What do you make of that, Chris?
It's irrelevant. Hand wraps is not going to save Conor Benn kicking he's about to receive.
Ooh, scary.
Well, it's safe to say these two haven't been short of verbals in the build-up. Ultimately, gents, all is what matters is what happens in the ring on Saturday night. But we keep talking about this, just being in control of that mental battle. Who have you given the edge to so far?
You've got to say Eubank because, you know, he's been doing what he wants to do. I think he's trying to control the narrative, and I think he's very good at that because I think he's just quicker on the tongue, I think, than Conor. I think Conor reacts in the right way, to be fair, but I think all in all, everything's been initiated by Chris Eubank Jr.
This was never anything more, Tony, than a fantasy fight. When you really think about it, you take it back a few years, given where they were at in their careers, the age difference, I guess the difference in weight, most importantly as well. We get it in October 2022. The fact we are seeing it, though, it's pretty special and rare, isn't it?
To be honest, the minute they first come together, you knew it had to happen. Regardless of what went down, what's gone on, it had to happen. This just became astronomical literally overnight. And it's at a stage now where it's probably the most sought-after fight in British boxing history. Well, non-title fight, that is, as Barry touched on earlier before. It's just huge. It's absolutely huge. I can't remember something this big, like being as bitter and as twisted as it's become. It's just nuts.
Sometimes I think, Barry, what goes into making a fight big, a mega fight, is that jeopardy. What's on the line for both guys? What is on the line for both guys in this fight?
Well, first of all, for Chris Eubank Jr., his career, I would say, because if he gets beaten by Conor Benn, especially if he gets stopped by Conor Benn, certainly after what happened with Liam Smith, then the questions and the queries about his chin become reality. And then for a man who, whatever else good he was good at, the key to him winning fights quite often was his strength of his chin, like his dad in many ways. So once that's been exposed again, then he becomes an easy target for people, and also his confidence goes, and his age, or blah, blah, blah. You can go on like that. There's too many factors to say why would he continue. So they're his career. For Conor Benn, it would just be a bitter pill to swallow. I think that's the problem for him there, especially with the dad. You know, he's probably more connected to the winning for his dad than Chris is for his dad, because they already have the upper hand, the Eubanks. So he wants to do it more. It's more, drives him more. So if he was to lose, he got to build himself up, psychologically build himself back up. He's young enough to have a fantastic career, by the way, but it's going to be hard to get yourself in that right state of mind.
Throughout the build-up, Tony, the consensus has been Conor Benn, first 4 rounds. If it goes beyond that, Eubank may take control of the fight. Can you see why that has been the debate and that has been the common conclusion, I guess, when you've asked people?
I get the narrative, and I've followed that narrative, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, for the first 6 rounds, it's a case for me of Chris Eubank keeping Conor Benn off him. Then once them 6 rounds pass, it's not 4 rounds, it'll be for 6 rounds, because he'll be relentless. He will do. He will be able to control it. That's what's in him. After them 6 rounds are up, that's when size matters. That's when things start coming into play. And I'm not suggesting for 1 single second the bigger man will win because it's gone past 6 rounds. I'm just suggesting that's when it comes into play, in the back end of the fight, in the second half of the fight, when leaning on someone, when using that natural size. That's when it shows, and that's when it paves its way. So we'll see. I do personally think it's a fight of 2 halves, and I think if Chris Eubank Jr. is still standing after 6 rounds, which I don't think he will, if he is, Conor Benn's got a big problem in front of him, a real big problem. That's going to be relentless, looking for the stoppage as well, by the way. I think he'll look to ride the first 6 rounds. I think he'll look to pot shot, move about, maybe. I don't think he's as clever as to tie him up, but I do think he will try and ride out a few storms.
What do you think, Barry?
Yeah, I think, obviously, I think those early rounds are important because Conor has to be the aggressor. I think that's quite obvious. But if he just runs into Eubank, then he's just running the punches. So however hard he works, he's going to be just as tired, not tired, come the second half. So Eubank doesn't fight in the same tempo as he used to. He picks his moments more now, so they're more sparing than they ever were. So that gives Conor the opportunity. But Conor's got to come in low. I mean, there's a few things about coming in low. One, it's harder for a guy who's got the better jab, which I think is Eubank, or the quicker jab, I would say, to land with that frequently. So if you come in low, the 2 things, you can slide into the distance because you can get underneath the jab, and also you have a view of the target, which is the best view in the world. You wouldn't know this because you're always too tall. But I mean, you've got that view up there. It's literally gives you so many options to work. And for the guy who can throw in combinations like Conor, with the aggression he has, he can work up the ladder with the combination. You just go bam, 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 like that. And Chris is going to struggle.
Barry is spot on.
Now, if Chris, thank you.
I used to feel that with Spartan David Price.
Yeah. Get them center of the ring and establish that jab and just make Conor reset all the time, then he can get his combinations off. And that is the 1-2 and not take a step back. 1-2, lean back, uppercut, left hook. That's a combination that works for him. But he has to just do this. So not give ground against. Don't try and push Conor Benn back, but don't give ground against him. And if you do that, I think Conor struggles and he'll run out of ideas.
When you look at, though, Barry, sorry, Jay, do you think Barry's good enough to do that? I don't think he's I don't think he's a very good boxer.
I think he's a better boxer than Conor.
I think he's a better fighter than he is boxer. At the early days of Chris Eubank Jr., he was ferocious, let his hands go, combinations, short shots, powerful, aggressive, explosive. It's like he's trying to morph into Roy Jones Jr. Mate, sorry, you are no one's Roy Jones Jr. Don't try and morph your style.
I think he used to throw too many punches before. I used to say to him early in his career, if he can just throw 10 and not 25, he'll get some weight in those shots. But then when Roy Jr. slowed him down, I thought, he's not throwing enough now because he doesn't have. See, with Eubank, he's a little bit of a bluff. It looks like when he throws punches, you think, wow. But they look like a knockout. Every punch is a knockout punch, but actually everyone's still standing. So I think he's a snappy punch, not being a knockout puncher. But he can throw fluently and long, and I think that will help him against Conor Benn, who will have to find a way in. No, I think Conor can if he can get inside that jab, I think it's Conor's fight. But I think that closing that distance without getting caught coming in is going to be the hardest task for Conor Benn. And it's not about size. I think it's just about literally ability and experience for that. Because Conor Benn's always been as welterweight, and the people he's boxed, he's always been the physically stronger, the faster, and the more menacing. I think his presence has intimidated his opponents. I don't think that's going to work against Chris Eubank. So, like anyone, like if you've got power, he'll tell you this. If you have power, make him feel it early. Hit him anywhere. And that's the important part.
Okay, well, we can harp on about this main event all we like for hours, because you know that's how you got a brilliant fight. There is 5 fights to look forward to, though, on Saturday night. 2 good fights in the cruiserweight division, gents. Firstly, Chris Smith against Brandon Glanton, a big fight for Chris, looking to get back to winning ways. A brilliant fight for the British title as well. Chev Clark against Vidal Riley. Liam Smith, a good friend of yours, Tony, back after 19 months out against rising star Aaron McKenna. And there's a trilogy as well. It's one apiece between Anthony Yard and Lyndon. Arthur, what is your pick of that undercard, gents?
McKenna v Smith for me. I think it's going to be brilliant. I just think Liam will show that experience. I think he will overcome McKenna, but it will be a really, really good fight. Don't get me wrong, I love the Glanton and Billum Smith fight. I think that's a great fight. Vidal Riley and Chev Clark. Chev's at a crossroads. Chev's at a real crossroads, make or break. There's so many. I love all the fights, to be fair. There's not a bad fight on the card, but the picking for me, I think Liam Smith's got a point to prove, and I think you'll hear from him. He wants Conor Benn or Chris Eubank. Simple as that. So he knows he has to perform. He's coming here to do a job, and it's a job against the kid who's 19-0.
Yep.
It's not an easy job to do.
Quick one from you, Barry. What's sticking out? What's catching the attention?
The fact you said the quick one makes me laugh.
Well, I'm taking all day, sorry.
I'm going to go for Billum Smith versus Brandon Glanton. I think because Smith's never in a bad fight. Glanton's really aggressive but tires at the end of a fight, so he's going to have to try and get Smith out there or make Smith feel the pace really early. I think that's going to be a fight there. When it gets past 7 rounds, it's going to be a hard night for Glanton, potentially, unless he can hurt Smith. So I think that's a guaranteed bang-up.
OK, 5 fights to look forward to from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday night. Join myself, Jamie Ward, Tony Bellew, Barry Jones for all the action. You do not want to miss this live on DAZN.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th. Eubank Jr. versus Benn. Over 30 years of rivalry and hatred.
I do hate him.
2 warriors, 2 wars, but the feud was left unfinished. Then, a bloodline born.
Legacy, respect.
The next generation.
My dad's my hero.
A new destroyer. Rivalry in their veins. Hatred in their blood.
This is going to be the bloodbath.
Family.
This is personal.
I can't lose to this, man.
History.
Eubank and Nigel Benn. This is a war.
Legacy.
This is the final chapter.
Eubank Jr. versus Benn. Live on DAZN Worldwide. April 26th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.